Maybe you're hunting pigs, or you're in bear country, or just heading to the range on a snowy day. What you probably need is a 10mm, right? The Kimber TLE II in 10mm, this time on gun physics. In Pittsburgh, best day to go out and be alone is when the Steelers are playing, especially when they're playing a playoff game. So Sunday afternoon, beautiful snowy day, just snowed real good a couple days ago. Take out the Kimber 10mm, see what happens. It's not too good. I don't even know where this thing's shooting. TLE stands for Tactical Law Enforcement, and this Kimber ships with 3-dot night sights from the factory. The sight picture is pretty good, but I just can't see it because my eyes are changing rapidly and I need new glasses. This is 7 yards, about 2 inches. Not so good. Tried drifting the rear sight to the right to bring it back on target, but it didn't want to move. It was 25 yards, 12-inch plate. Not too bad. These sights, big fat night sights, not the greatest for distances like that. Gloves are weird. Not used to shooting with them. Kimber, continuing the legacy. You know that Maryland shell casing collection that's now being sold for scrap? The TLE II ships with 1 magazine from Kimber, and this one was used, came with 2 other Chip McCormick magazines, all 10mm. That's the shiny one, that is the Kimber mag, and this is the Chip McCormick magazine. You can tell the difference in the light, and especially on the back. Look at that weld seam on the back of that Chip McCormick. They all run well. All the followers lock open on the last shot, but that Chip McCormick, both Chip McCormick magazines, definitely tilt a little bit with pressure. And the Kimber really doesn't much. It's a really well-designed follower. Extended, upswept beaver tail, skeletonized hammer, single-sided safety that's pretty prominent. I bought it used, got a couple hundred rounds trouble-free through the gun. It's running pretty well for me. It comes with these actually really good rubbery grip panels. I took them off because I preferred not to have a solid black gun, but if I were using these in the field, black one would be really nice. These are gray fake G10 grips that were pretty inexpensive. Checkered mainspring housing, and the checkering on the front strap is really helpful in controlling recoil. It's got a visual loaded chamber indicator at the back of the barrel and a nice lowered expanded ejection port. The only place I really see any unnecessary wear is on that grip safety. Both sides. For a retail price of about $1,100, I think the quality's pretty good. The parts are pretty solid. But the finish isn't the best. It's pretty good. I like it. But I think they could have done better. There is a passive firing pin safety, so you may not like the trigger. It's pretty good though. The magazine release seems to be just a little bit extra prominent and does work pretty well with gloves too. Magazines do drop free, but with the flat base plates, you really got to make sure you push it in there. Definitely shooting left again. I've got to get a tool to drift these sights or have somebody do it for me. Now the controls, the slide lock, slide release. When that magazine is in, it is really difficult because that magazine spring pushes up pretty good on that thing, but releases pretty nicely without the magazine. Snicks nicely into safe and off safe. Not ambidextrous, but easy to use. Manual safety and grip safety test. Works like it's supposed to. I went out on some cold and windy days to shoot this thing and film it. It was really good. Now let's take it down and take a look at the internals. You could use the proper tool or just the tip of a magazine. Push in on that spring retainer. Rotate the bushing off to one side. Pull out the recoil spring. Then push the slide back to line everything up. And pull the takedown pin, stop lever out. Slide comes right off. Then you can pull out that full-length recoil guide rod. Rotate the unlocking link out of the way. And rotate that barrel bushing out to line it up and pull it out. And then the barrel slides right out the front. Stainless barrel, pretty nicely polished except in the locking lugs and underneath the barrel hood. Like I said before, this one has a passive firing pin safety, unlike the early 1911s. Internals look pretty good. Let's put this thing back together. Assembly is reverse removal. Barrel slides in from the front. Make sure it's all locked up. Swing the locking link in place, put the barrel bushing in, make sure it goes in there all the way, and then slide it to one side out of the way. Guide rod. And put that thing on top of the frame. Jiggle it a bit. Pop it on there. Line up the slot. And that hole. Use 2 thumbs. You may be all thumbs, but this is a good place to use 2 to avoid scratching the frame. And the recoil spring goes in there. Just push it down with your finger. Rotate the bushing into place. And then for the final step, push it down like that. Check function, you're good. This is my third and best quality 1911. I really like it. I run 40 and 10 millimeter in it. It's got good features, night sights, everything I really want. It's a keeper. I'm just a teacher, not law enforcement, nor will I ever be tactical. But this is my Kimber TLE II in 10 millimeter. Hey, thanks for watching Gun Physics. Your thumbs up really helps a lot in the ratings, so thanks for that too. And I've got new videos coming out most Tuesdays. Subscribe for more.